Here's something fresh that you should need to hear. In 2024, SpaceX announced they're gearing up for their largest ever Starship launch. Any guess as to where the action is all happening? Right inside their new Star Factory, an advanced technology designed to mass-produce 1,000 rockets at unprecedented speed. But here's the question: how are they pulling this all off? Forget everything you know about rocket building. SpaceX is rewriting the rules, and it all starts in their new Star Factory, a massive high-tech facility where starships are being built faster than ever before. These aren't just any spacecraft. The Starship is fully reusable, designed to take humans to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. It's like the Swiss Army knife of space travel, capable of carrying cargo, passengers, and even refueling itself mid-mission. So, where does all this groundbreaking innovation take place? That's what we're diving into today. Inside the Star Factory, SpaceX is turning what was once science fiction into reality, and doing it at an unprecedented scale and speed. Stick around as we take you inside the Star Factory, where rockets aren't just built, they're mass-produced. Let's get into it. SpaceX, back in its early days, operated out of a small rented office in California. It didn't have the massive resources or facilities that NASA or Boeing did. Yet Elon Musk had a vision to make space travel affordable and accessible. That vision has evolved, and today SpaceX operates out of one of the most advanced factories on the planet, the Star Factory. But how did it get from a small, scrappy startup to a giant in space exploration? The SpaceX Star Factory is an engineering marvel. It's like a building so large that you could fit 25 football fields inside. This is where SpaceX assembles its groundbreaking Starship, a spacecraft designed to carry cargo and humans to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The facility isn't just big, it's smart, utilizing cutting-edge robotics and AI to streamline production. But the real magic? It's all about speed, cranking out one Starship after another in a way the aerospace industry has never seen before. Alright, so what exactly is inside this gigantic stainless steel marvel that's set to take us to Mars? Imagine you're not just stepping into any regular spacecraft. The inside of the Starship is like walking into a sci-fi movie, but in real life. First, we've got the crew quarters, and forget the cramped claustrophobic spaces you might expect from space travel. Starship is designed to be roomy, almost like a futuristic loft apartment, minus the plants. Unless SpaceX plans to take up some serious hydroponics. The astronauts aboard aren't just going to be strapped into seats like a roller coaster. Oh no, there are private cabins, common areas for hanging out, and even, get this, space for entertainment. You could be watching Netflix on Mars. Like Stranger Things, but it's actually happening outside your window. Then there's the cargo area. But we're not just talking about lugging your suitcase here. This section can carry over 100 metric tons of cargo. That's like cramming an entire concert stage, lighting, a sound system, and a rock band into the ship. Elon Musk himself has compared it to moving a small city's worth of infrastructure to the Moon or Mars. You want to build a base on another planet? No problem. Starship's cargo can handle it. And let's not forget the glass dome at the top. Yeah, a freaking glass dome. This isn't just for the aesthetic Instagram shots though. They'll be epic. It's for giving passengers an insane panoramic view of the Earth, stars, and the cosmos. You may be sipping your space coffee while watching the Earth spin below you. Musk once tweeted you could float around and drink in the view. Yeah, just casually floating in space. Now, let's see how this beast is put together. It's not your typical let's slap some parts together and hope it flies situation. This is precision engineering at its finest, and a little crazy ambition sprinkled on top. First up, the body. Stainless steel. Not what you'd think for a spaceship, right? But as SpaceX's engineers have explained, steel is perfect for this job. It's tough, cheap, relatively speaking, and holds up better in the extremes of space than materials like carbon fiber or aluminium. See it as building a spaceship out of the same stuff your kitchen sink is made from, but like space-proof. The Starship is built in the Star Factory, which is just as cool as it sounds. It's basically Tesla's Gigafactory, but for spaceships. The engineers here are working around the clock, welding together massive steel rings, stacking them up like Legos for adults, and using techniques that belong in a sci-fi novel. Elon Musk once described the process as being like building a ship in a bottle, but instead of a tiny glass bottle, we're talking about a 120-meter tall, spacefaring skyscraper. The rocket engines, called Raptor engines, are the real game changers. They run on methane, which is not just efficient but also refuelable on Mars. Elon's big plan? Land on Mars, build a fuel station, and fly back. It's like an interplanetary gas station. The engineers at SpaceX joke that it's the first step to making interplanetary road trips a thing. To put it simply, the Starship isn't just built to fly once, it's built to fly, land, refuel, and fly again. It's not disposable. Think of it as the Tesla of space travel. Reusable, sleek, and kind of revolutionary. Space travel is about to get a major update, and Starship is the vehicle driving that change. Think about it. Up until now, sending people and cargo into space has been ridiculously expensive, but SpaceX is flipping the script with Starship's reusable design. Remember when Elon Musk compared it to air travel? He said, "We don't throw away airplanes after one flight, so why should we do that with rockets?" That's the core idea behind Starship. It's reusable, reliable, and revolutionizing the entire space industry. The goal here isn't just to make space travel cheaper, but to make it more accessible. A future where you book a trip to space like you'd book a flight to a tropical island. Okay, Mars is a little less tropical. Gwynne Shotwell, SpaceX's president, once mentioned in an interview that Starship could enable us to make life multiplanetary. It's not just about visiting space, it's about living there. She added that Starship could send 100 people at a time to Mars, basically transforming the idea of colonizing other planets into a real possibility. It's like Starship is the cruise ship of space travel, except this one can land on multiple planets. And let's not forget the impact on scientific research. With Starship, massive cargo missions will be possible, meaning space stations can get bigger, and we can send larger experiments to Mars, the Moon, and beyond. Starship's revolution is not just about cheaper flights, but expanding the frontiers of space exploration like never before. Now, don't be fooled. Building the future of space travel hasn't all been smooth sailing, or smooth rocketing in this case. When you step inside the Star Factory, it's like walking into a scene straight out of Star Wars. Massive gantries hoist entire rocket sections like they're lightweight toys, while engineers zip around on futuristic carts that look something like out of the Jetsons. But behind all this high-tech wizardry are real, often unexpected challenges that SpaceX has had to overcome. Take the Starship's stainless steel body, for example. While it sounds futuristic, it wasn't SpaceX's first choice. In fact, early designs used carbon fiber, a material known for being light and strong. But as Elon Musk put it in a 2019 tweet, carbon fiber is great until you realize it costs $1 bazillion. So they switched to stainless steel, which Musk humorously called a shiny, indestructible battleship material. While cheaper, the shift to steel brought its own set of challenges, like figuring out how to deal with heat during re-entry. According to one SpaceX engineer, it's like building a massive frying oven. It's like building a massive flying oven and hoping it doesn't melt on the way down. But it's not just the materials that posed problems. Building rockets on such a massive scale brought logistical challenges. What would it be like trying to fit a 50-meter tall rocket inside a factory? Well, it's like squeezing an elephant into a New York apartment. The Star Factory had to be specially designed, with overhead cranes capable of lifting entire sections of Starship. Even then, there were hiccups. During one test, a massive ring section slipped while being lifted, causing engineers to hold their breath for a moment. As one SpaceX worker joked afterwards, it was like watching your kid learning to ride a bike, except the bike is 50 tons and could cost us millions. Testing Starship's engines has also been quite the adventure. You can't exactly fire up a Raptor engine in your backyard, and the sheer power of these engines has led to some explosive results. We call it rapid unscheduled disassembly, one engineer quipped after a particularly dramatic test failure. Translation: the rocket blew up. But in true SpaceX style, Musk wasn't discouraged. "If things are not failing, you're not innovating enough," he tweeted, embracing the explosions as part of the process. Then there's the problem of making sure Starship can land safely. Early attempts at landing prototypes weren't exactly graceful. Some rockets ended up looking more like crushed soda cans than sleek spacecraft. After one particularly spectacular crash, Musk tweeted, "At least the crater's in the right place." However, the engineering team didn't take this lightly. They analyzed every crash and redesigned the landing systems to improve stability. As of now, Starship is landing more like a gymnast sticking to a routine, sometimes not perfectly. But hey, progress is progress. SpaceX engineers constantly juggle problems like this, balancing innovation with real-world limits. Yet, despite all the challenges, one thing is clear. SpaceX thrives on pushing boundaries. When asked how they handle setbacks, one engineer simply said, "We try stuff, break it, fix it, and then try again. That's how you build a future." What you might be thinking is, okay, cool, SpaceX is building starships, but what does that have to do with me? Well, let's break it down. Space exploration isn't just about sending astronauts to Mars for epic selfies. The technology SpaceX is developing will have a massive impact on life here on Earth. For starters, think about GPS, weather satellites, and communication networks. All of that was once cutting-edge space tech, and now it's essential to our daily lives. Thanks to space innovations, we can order food, navigate across town, and stream our favorite shows from anywhere. The Star Factory's mission is to make space travel affordable, and routine could lead to even bigger breakthroughs in areas like internet access, global communication, and climate research. But it doesn't stop there. A super-fast global travel, flying from New York to Tokyo in 30 minutes. SpaceX's Starship isn't just for deep space, it could revolutionize Earth travel, making long flights a thing of the past. And let's talk about the big one, sustainability. The more we learn about living and surviving in space, the more we can apply those lessons back home. From clean energy solutions to advanced recycling technologies, space tech often trickles down to make Earth a better place to live. So, if you're dreaming of hopping between planets, or you just want faster Wi-Fi, the Star Factory and Starship aren't some far-off sci-fi fantasy. They're shaping your future right now. Space might feel distant, but trust me, it's coming closer than you think. Let's take a quick look at the lesser-known side of SpaceX and Starships. Did you know that Elon Musk once said that if the Starship project failed, he would consider turning the rockets into gigantic roller coasters? It sounds crazy, but when you think about it, who wouldn't want to ride a giant metal tube designed to go to space? Musk is known for his quirky ideas, and while he said it jokingly, some engineers have claimed that the thought actually crossed their minds. Speaking of the odds, the material used in Starship's outer shell is not your typical aluminum or titanium. It's made of stainless steel, a metal known more for kitchen appliances than for spaceships. Why steel, you ask? Because Musk loves its strength and its low cost. It's durable enough to handle the extreme heat of space re-entry, and according to Musk, it's like a cool shiny battleship in space. And here's a fun fact that could easily win you a trivia night. SpaceX engineers sometimes name components after characters from sci-fi movies. For instance, one of the sections of the Starship was reportedly nicknamed HAL, after the AI from 2001: A Space Odyssey, a future where instead of flying to space, we're traveling with HAL. The idea of living on Mars might sound like science fiction, but SpaceX is laying down the foundations. Experts like SpaceX lead engineer John Insprucker have said that Starship's ability to be reused multiple times will drastically reduce the cost of space travel. Musk even tweeted that once SpaceX can build 1,000 Starships, humans will be capable of establishing a self-sustaining civilization on Mars. And it's not just about getting there. Starship is built to transport not just humans, but tons of cargo. Everything from life support systems to building materials for Mars habitats. In other words, it's a spaceship and a moving van, all in one. So, next time you hear about SpaceX's next big launch, remember, it's not just happening on a launch pad somewhere. It all begins here, inside the walls of the Star Factory, where the future is being built, one Starship at a time. Now, here's something to think about. Do you believe Starship will be the first spacecraft to take humans to Mars, or will we see another competitor beat them to it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're as excited about space travel as we are, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell for the latest updates. See you next time.